It is finally here, people. Oh, hold on. What is going on, everybody? Christian Ballard here, Ballard Sports Media. This is Ballard Sports 360. You just saw the intro, the theme song, or whatever you want to call it, for my new show. And I've been thinking about doing a show like this for a while. I've been thinking of a title like that for a while. And again, I don't own any of that footage. I try not to use any of the audio or anything. I kind of put it all together. I mean, listen, people do that all the time, so I don't want to hear about it. But we got quite a bit to talk about today for episode 1. Now, as far as scheduling for this show, I'm not sure how I want to do it. Uh, as far as school goes, I started school back yesterday. I'm in college now. I'm trying to be a sportscaster, trying to be more professional with it and everything. So I did that. This show's probably only going to be about an hour because in like an hour and a half, I have my first broadcasting class. Yes, I'm ready for it, man. So let's see who we got here. I know who we got here. Ballard in here. That's me. What's up, Nate the Great? Don't be late, aka Nate Kingston says, "What's up? What's up, Nate? Hope you're doing well today." This isn't going to be, I know it's on StreamYard. This isn't going to be where I drop the link or anything and just let people on. I might do a special show going forward, maybe where it's like, letting the viewers on or something like that, and we all just talk sports. I don't know, but uh, if you want to be a guest on the show, feel free to email me. Just send me an email. ballardsports19@gmail.com. You send me an email. I'll respond to you when I get a chance, and we can get you on a show. Let's see. Today's Tuesday. I'm not sure exactly what the schedule is going to look like for this. I start a job this week, a new job. I actually start tomorrow, so yay! I'm ready for it. I start a new job tomorrow afternoon. They said, come on in on Wednesday. And, as far as your schedule goes, we'll go from there. So I have to wait. I'm still trying to work the details out. But for now, I figured why not do episode 1 of this show today? So we got some headlines and some news to talk about today. We do. First topic of conversation. The Big Ten and the Pac-12 are out. The Big Ten, the ACC, and the SEC are still in. As of right now, conference-only schedules. We'll get to that in a little bit, a little later on in the show. So the question is, will the Big Ten and the Pac-12 regret canceling? First off, and I've given my thoughts on this quite a bit. I was surprised to not necessarily see the Big Ten cancel. Well, okay, I guess I was surprised, but also not surprised, I guess. I was surprised that the Pac-12 did not cancel first. I heard rumors back in like March, or not like March, but like May, that they would cancel before like you could get to fall camp or anything, if we were going to have fall camp. Now we're down to 3 conferences. We're down to 3. And, I mean, what else do you want me to say? We're down to the Big 12, the ACC, and the SEC. They still plan to play. So the question is, will the Big 10 and the Pac-12 regret canceling the football season this year? Here's the thing. Pac-12, as far as playoff contenders, it was Oregon and whoever else, right? Utah has been a contender lately. I've seen quite a few predictions in the past couple years about Utah getting in the playoffs. It's like they could be the 4th seed. They have a chance, right? Utah football, right? They have a chance this year. How do you say it? The Utah Utes, right? They have a chance, right? Well, the Pac-12 can't even. I mean, listen. Oregon had a chance last year and failed. Who did they lose to? Auburn, week 1. And they lost to like Arizona State, I think, at some point, and that's where it was like, yeah, now you're out. now you're out. So I don't. I'm trying to think of how I want to put this. I don't want to sit here and say they're going to regret canceling or anything, or they're not. I don't know. I want to get your thoughts in the comments as well. I think if anyone's going to regret canceling, it probably will be the Big Ten. And I'm not going to sit here and say the Pac-12 won't regret canceling because they weren't going to make the playoffs anyway or anything like that. I don't know if they will. But I think definitely at some point we'll look at the Big Ten and be like, hey, yeah, if Penn State was in there, which Penn State opted out. Penn State was a team that opted out this year, right? Iowa and Nebraska, right, were the only 2 teams that said we want to play this year. Everyone else, Minnesota, they could have been good again this year. Michigan, I mean, you can try, but sorry, Nate. I'm talking about the Buckeyes game, though. The Buckeyes opted out. I mean, how is it with the Big Ten as deep as it is, with teams that have a chance this year, and the only 2 teams out of 14, it was 12-2, and the only 2 teams that said we want to play this year are Iowa and Nebraska. How? How is that? How it is? How does that make any sense? It's crazy. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. uh, but it is what it is. But the Big Ten and the Pac-12 are out. But the SEC, the ACC, and the Big 12 still plan to play. What's going on, SEC Homer? Join my NFL Fantasy League. Tell you what, send me the link. Here's my email right there. My sports email. You send me the link, and I'll get back with you, man, and I'll try to join it. Is it on ESPN Fantasy? Because that's what I play. So I mean, listen, the ACC is still going to play. The SEC is still going to play. The Big 12 is going to play. I just have a feeling that years down the road, maybe even this year, the Big Ten's going to sit there and be like, "We could have played. We could have played, man. We had a chance. Penn State had a chance. Ohio State had a chance. Who knows what Minnesota would have looked like? Was it a one-hit wonder type of year last year for PJ Fleck and Tanner Morgan and the Golden Gophers? Or are they legit? Are they coming back? Win the Outback Bowl over Auburn by a touchdown. Seal the game. Okay, go forward and what happens? So, I don't know. I don't know if I want to sit here and say the Pac-12 is going to regret canceling, but I'm sure at some point, whether it be this year or again, like I mentioned, years down the road, the Big Ten is going to look back at 2020 and say, we could have played that year. Penn State, Ohio State, whoever had a chance to make the playoffs, to win the Big Ten, to win maybe a Rose Bowl semifinal or win this bowl game or that bowl game, to win a championship. A lot of people have like uh Ohio State Bama for the title. I mean, they don't now, but I've seen those predictions. I've seen Clemson, Ohio State for the title. Ohio State in the Natty. You know, so I don't know. Let's check some comments here. Oh, the NFL fantasy app. Okay. Yeah, I prefer the ESPN fantasy app. So, but again, you look at the Big Ten. The athletic directors voted 12-2, and the only two teams that wanted to play were Iowa. Sorry about that. Iowa and Nebraska. Those were the only two teams. And now they have to suffer. They're like, we wanted to play. We wanted to play. Right? I say if there's a team out there, for example, the Pac-12, let's say Washington State from the Pac-12 wants to play. Oh, but they can't, though. They can't. I mean, why should teams that want to play this year have to suffer at the hands of commissioners? Right? Don't even get me started on the whole Notre Dame thing. See, that's different. That's Notre Dame only joining a conference because they have to in order to play football, which I respect them for that. I mean, listen, do what you got to do to play this year. But they're just going to leave the conference after this year anyway. Whereas, at least if a team like Penn State who wants to play this year, I would think, I would hope they want to play, they had a really good chance. At least they're going to go back to their old conference in 2021. They're like if the Big 12 said we'll add a couple extra teams, Penn State come on over, and they say, okay, we'll join the Big 12 then. Play Oklahoma, play Baylor, play Texas, whoever. Kansas State, Kansas. You know? Then after the season, it's like, yeah, we just needed a conference. We appreciate you for letting us play. We're going back to the Big Ten, so that way we can, play a regular season with our regular conference in 2021. So, anyway, Penn State had a chance and they said, we're going to opt out. So, it's no longer Power 5 conferences. It's Power 3 now. It's the Big 12, the ACC, and the SEC, man. That's it. That's all there is. With that, we move right along. Let's talk some NBA real quick. I need to work on some transitions between these. Maybe someone could help me out. I don't know. But NBA, the NBA bubble, the NBA restart. How about NBA underdogs? Is the underdog mentality something that could be key for this year's NBA Finals? You got teams. You got the Lakers. You got the Clippers. You got the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis. And then you also got who else? You got teams like Utah Jazz. You got the Houston Rockets, right? Don't even get me started on the Rockets duo with Harden and Westbrook. That could push them to a title. Two best players on the team right there. One of the best duos in the NBA. Are they the best players? No. But they're great. They're great enough to do it, to push through the playoffs. I think underdog mentality is going to be key for a championship this year. I got the Lakers and the Bucks in the NBA Finals. Lakers from the West, of course, and from the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks. But again, you never know. A lot can happen in basketball. It's always a high-scoring game. It's always close, especially in the NBA, especially in the playoffs, down to the wire, or here's a late shot from James Harden for the Rockets to seal it over the Trailblazers or whoever. That'll seal it. It is now a 5-point game with like 4 seconds or whatever. It was a 3-point game. That should end it. But the underdog mentality, is it motivation for a team like the Rockets this year? For the Heat, for the Pacers? A lot could happen. I'm not saying that a team like the Heat, in Miami, with Jimmy Butler or whoever, is going to win the title. You also can't forget the Sixers, too. The 76ers, right? Can we forget them? No. Ben Simmons, come on. You got to talk about Ben Simmons, right? They play the Celtics tomorrow night. Joel Embiid, we're talking about. Al Horford. Mike Scott. It's an underdog mentality right now for certain teams. Sorry about that. In the NBA, it's going to be interesting to see. What's up, Junkyard Dog? Says Lakers versus the Celtics. Is that who your prediction is for the finals, sir? Let me know. But again, a team like Oklahoma City Thunder, The Dallas Mavericks, man, the Dallas Mavericks. We need to be talking about the Mavericks more, man. We're talking about Luka Doncic. He's only been in the league maybe 3 or 4 years right now. Lost a really close game to the Clippers, right? Really close game. Could have and should have won it, right? It's the Western first round. When was that game? Was that last night's game? Let's see. Either way, it was pretty recent. The Mavericks are somewhat of an underdog. They're being talked about a little bit more each day, each week, each time we see them and we hear about them playing. We're looking at the Mavericks and we're saying Luka Doncic could win a championship with this team at some point. He could win a championship with this team right here. JJ Barea. Is that how you say his name? Seth Curry. Kristaps Porzingis. Talking about those guys, right? Tim Hardaway Jr. It's more than just Luka Doncic on that team. But people like to make Luka Doncic out as the star of that team. I think he is. I think he's going to be great. He could be league MVP at some point. He has the potential. Give him time, of course. I'm not saying in like 5 years or so, but we look back on it 30, 40 years from now or whatever, or maybe even 20 years from now. We could be looking at him and saying he's in the category of Kobe and LeBron or Michael Jordan. He has the potential to be that great of a star, I think. Y'all probably disagree with that, and that's okay. I understand. Maybe you don't see that in Luka Doncic. Maybe you're sitting there saying, I haven't seen that much from him yet. But he's got the talent. So we'll see. Celtics will go sweep the 76ers. Maybe so. Maybe so. I think Luka has something to prove, man. The Dallas Mavericks are an underdog. Again, we're talking underdog mentality this year. We're talking about teams that have a chance. 3 teams that stick out: the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Bucks, and then the rest fall, where they may, right? Maybe you want to throw a team like the 76ers in there. Would you consider them in the underdog category? I know I'm looking at the Rockets as an underdog at the moment, maybe the Jazz. If you're in the playoffs right now in the NBA, you have a chance to race for the title. I don't want to hear any of this. Oh, the Jazz couldn't compete with LeBron and Kuzma and the Lakers. If it's the playoffs, first off, especially in the NBA, it's always a close matchup between these teams. So I mean, I don't know. I think if you are in the bubble right now, if you're trying to race for the title or the playoffs or anything like that, you have a chance. You might not have as much of a chance as the Lakers if you're the Mavericks, or you're the Celtics, and maybe you don't have as much chance as the Bucks or this team or that team, right? Maybe not as much, but if you're in the race, you have a chance. Oh, the Western Conference. What about the Utah Jazz? They won't be there with the Nuggets. They won't be there with the Clippers or the Lakers. It's obviously going to be the Battle of LA. What's up, Jesse J? Welcome to the stream, man. First day of school today went pretty well. I can't stick around too long. I got broadcasting class on Zoom at 5:30, but getting back on track here. It's an underdog mentality, and I think that's going to be key for a championship. I still think it's going to be the Lakers and the Bucks, but I think if you see a team like the Mavericks racing in there, get into the title game, or the Rockets or the Jazz or the Nuggets, underdog mentality, it pushes you. We've seen that recently in sports. 2018, Bama and Clemson. You know, oh, Trevor Lawrence has been great, but he's not great enough to blow Alabama out. You know, he wasn't. I mean, he obviously was, but I mean, come on. Uh, anyway, what do I think about the Nets? They're a good team. They're solid. 35 and 37. They're fourth in the Atlantic Division. Uh, they lost to the Raptors big time. So I mean, I don't know. They got to bounce back tomorrow night. They play the Raptors again. Again, they got to find a way to bounce back from that. 134 to 110, the final score. When was this game? Was this? Let me find out. Oh, this was last night. They lost 134 to 110 in Toronto. That was bad. If you're the Brooklyn Nets, you're sitting there, you're like, we just lost by 24 points. Now, I'm not trying to rip on the Raptors or anything. I'm not saying you did it to the Raptors of all teams. I'm not saying it like that, but like, this is the playoffs. You know, it's got to be close games. You can't lose like that in series and everything. So, I mean, I don't think the Nets have enough to do it this year. We'll see what happens. You know, I mean, they got great players. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have enough. You know, I mean, they're not quite there yet with LeBron or Giannis or anyone. Wilson Chandler. You got Dante Hall, Alabama player. Kyrie Irving. Man, Kyrie. Jamal Crawford. You know, so I mean, well, they could be good. I don't really see them winning it this year. Not after what happened the other night. Like they got smoked. It was bad. Junkyard or SEC homer in that game. Clemson had like 30 more total yards than Bama. Bama just going to score in the red zone. Yeah, that's what's wrong. And Tua kept trying to throw the football. He thought I could throw a football. Hey, look at me. I can make any throw on the field if you need me to make it. Not the case that night. I mean, I like Tua. He's got a heck of an arm, but he's not some Superman type of player. I don't know. I don't see it. Anyway, moving on to the next topic. You guys let me know in the comments. Is the NBA underdog mentality the key for a championship? And if you had to pick an underdog right now who has a chance but isn't like the Lakers or the Bucks or anyone, who could you see making the finals this year? Let me know. Anyway. Moving on to today's final topic. I know it's only been 30 minutes, but, you know, hey, just got quite a bit to talk about, but only a couple of conversations. The SEC has finally released the schedule. I made a video earlier. Who won, who lost the schedule war? Who got it easy, who got it good, right? Do I agree with it? I mean, you really don't have many options. I don't think. Do you? I mean, you got to play everyone in your division. Plus, you already get two teams from, like for Bama, they get two teams from the East. Uh, Florida gets two teams from the West, plus a couple extra teams. You get your cross division game, and then you get an extra opponent. I like the schedule. I think it's going to work. The question is, if this works for this season, would they do it going forward? I don't think they will. I think they still like non-conference games. But they might try to find the SEC might actually pull something off and go from like 8 to 10 games regularly plus two non-con games. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Uh, so looking at this, Florida opens up with the road game at Ole Miss. I'm not gonna go through every single game here, but you look at Florida, open up with an Ole Miss road game, end it with a road game in Knoxville, playing the Volunteers. You know, get a bye week on Halloween. The week after that, the cocktail party with the Dogs from Athens. You get LSU at home after going on the road to the A&M. I'm kind of doing this all out of order. If you want to know my real thoughts on it, I made a video breaking down the schedule and everything. So schedule looks good to me. Let's go. Hey, I like it. I was really hoping for like Alabama to get like Florida or whoever, because you guys know I'm an Alabama fan, but I'm trying to be professional. I'm unbiased. I'm not going to complain. I'm just happy we're going to have football this year because I honestly thought the SEC might go through and cancel the season a few weeks ago. I thought they would really mess it up and make the wrong move, but they're sticking to it. Oh. Um, so let's see. Ole Miss opens up with Florida, then they get Kentucky on the road, Bama at home, at Arkansas, Auburn, at Vandy. Um, Looks like they got it pretty easy on the road. A team like Ole Miss, but home games are their toughest. It's looking like with Auburn, Florida, Bama, South Carolina coming to town, Mississippi State. They're at LSU and at A&M. That's really all it is for tough road games. I think. Again, the toughest matchups are early in the year with again like Florida or Alabama or Auburn or whoever, uh, and that's at home. You know what's up? Atypical Gump. Mississippi State opens up with the road game at LSU. That's not a good start for Mike Leach and the Bulldogs. Then you get Arkansas. Okay, cool. Calm it down a bit. At Kentucky. Then come back home, play A&M. Bye week. At Alabama. Home against Vandy. Home against Auburn. At Georgia. Again, if you notice, the somewhat lower tier type of teams in the SEC have it tough on the road, and it's mostly late in the year. I don't know. Vanderbilt. Let's look at Vanderbilt, man. Vandy. You got to give them credit for something, don't you? I don't know. At A&M to open the season, LSU at home, South Carolina at home, uh, at Missouri. That's tough. That's tough, Vandy. At Mississippi State after a trip to Ole Miss, or Ole Miss comes to Vandy, I guess. At Kentucky. home against Florida, home against Tennessee, and at Georgia. So, yeah. Here's the thing I don't like. Well, actually, I take that back. I'm not even going to try to complain anymore. I'm not. It's not worth it. I understand it. You got to start late. You got to start late. You got to end it late. The Iron Bowl is not Alabama's last game. Now, here's the thing. I was talking in what's up, Neo? I was talking this morning in the comments section of Uncle Lou's morning show with some Bama fans, and we were talking about the Iron Bowl and how, oh, I'd rather it be the regular season finale. I don't care what day that is. And I'm like, so you don't care if the Iron Bowl is the weekend of Thanksgiving? You don't want turkey one day, buy something the next day, get you a fishing pole or something, and then, go watch the Iron Bowl? I like that weekend, rivalry weekend. I honestly don't care if it's the last game or not. I'm glad they didn't move that game. I've been watching the Iron Bowl for years. And for years, it's been the same weekend. The Saturday after Thanksgiving. I'm used to it. I hope that never changes. So anyway, so I don't really have a whole lot else to really talk about. I mean, Alabama's ready for the season. How about that? Coach Saban, he held a press conference for the first time in a while. I mean, seriously. Hold on. Maybe I can share a little bit of it. Hopefully. Let me check something. Bear with me. How about it, Coach?
Kind of team type
All
stuff.
right, I
The
found
players
it.
did some of that on their own, like 7-on-7, and it went very, very well. Look, we continue to try to give our players an opportunity to play. They want to play, to be able to compete, to be able to create value for themselves, and we're working very, very hard to give them an opportunity to do that in a safe way. Um, every player on our team has been told you don't have to do anything that you're not comfortable with. All right. So anything that we're asking you to do that you're not comfortable with, you don't have to do it. And with that being said, we have a lot of privacy, laws relative to college athletics and college athletes, and we're going to respect those things when it comes to health issues with our players. Those things will be kept internal to the team. Think will be a real key to us form weeks. So the personal bubble that guys have to form outside of here, I think, will be a real key to us being able to keep the players safe and keep them healthy. And that's relative to what they do, as a student.
You can always go back and find the actual press conference. I'll have to. I like to go back and always rewatch it, see if there's anything I might have missed. But it was finally, as a Bama fan, man. Where's Nick Saban been? I mean, I know he had like the whole Black Lives Matter thing, telling people wear masks, promotional videos or whatever. But I miss seeing Coach Saban in his pressers. And because of this pandemic, there was no spring game post conference. There was no previewing the spring or anything, man. At least, come on. Provide us an update. But anyway, so I don't know. Looks like that's pretty much it as far as episode 1 goes. But I'll tell you what, I'll put the link in here. I mean, I don't want to do this every week, but hey, it's the first episode. Why not get you guys on? But if you ever want to be a guest on the show and talk some sports with me, send me an email, ballardsports19@gmail.com. There's a link. We'll get some people on and we'll end the show. Your choice if you want to get on. So I'll wait and see if anyone wants to get on. Had quite a bit to talk about today. I really enjoyed it, and I've been working on this for a couple weeks now. This show, and I didn't know when I wanted to do it. I didn't know how it was going to go down, but I think it ended up working. I really do. So I'm impressed. I think I did a great job. I appreciate you guys for showing up today, and we'll leave it open for a little bit, see if people want to get on. It's your choice. But there's the link there. Do I go to public school? College is gonna be a public school, but it'll also be online. So, what's up, Brad Pitt? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Oh, SEC schedule release. We talked about that. Remember when UGA bit that Auburn player? What? What happened? I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that the Bama Georgia game is not week 1. I figured they would probably. Well, actually, if you think about it, I figured they would probably have the SEC schedule be played as is, and just kind of add the extra teams. I don't know, but hey, what's up, my co-host Chess Hall? If that is the real Chess Hall's channel, I'm not sure. Only one way to find out here. Hold on, we check on YouTube. Yep, it is. He's modded. He's modded. We got you, Chess. So, what do you guys think? How did episode 1 go? You guys think I did great? Is there anything you would try to maybe suggest that I improve on? Again, I want to get you guys on as guests. I also want to get some people on the show and everything. Just send me an email. Junkyard Dog, I'll check out your email that you just sent me. I'll check it out a little later on. Yeah, I'll check it out, Homer. SEC Homer. Yeah, Homer Simpson. Maybe I can find it real quick. I'll join in your league. When's the fantasy draft for fantasy football? I'll check it out later. I'm not going to mess with it all that much there. And no one wants to get on. Again, I put the link. It's your choice. Oh, the NFL fantasy app. Okay, I'll have to download that then. I'll remember to do that a little later on. So, but man, I'm happy. We're having some football this year. That's a given. I don't see the SEC backing out. I really don't. I think SEC strong is what I've been saying, man. They're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep going with it. And it was really great to hear Coach Saban for the first time in a while, man. I miss watching his press conferences, and with the pandemic canceling spring football and everything, there was no Alabama A-Day. There were no spring games or anything. So there were no press conferences really from any coaches. So hopefully within the next few weeks, obviously I'm sure there's going to be some post game pressers. There's going to be some pre-game pressers. I think Alabama, at least for last year, had a Saban press conference on Wednesday nights, Monday nights, Saturday post games. So I don't know. Anyway, so I guess that'll do it for episode 1 of Ballard Sports 360. You guys let me know what you think. I enjoyed doing it. We got some people to show up today. Definitely want to get some people on the show going forward. Again, send me an email, and again, I'll check back with I think Junkyard Dog sent me an email. I'll check it out a little later on, sir. And yeah, you want to be a guest on the show sometime? Send me an email. But I think Tuesday, I'll probably do this on like Tuesdays or whatever going forward, at least for right now until I can, slowly adjust to like my school schedule and everything. Well, school is online except for Tuesday nights. I got a broadcasting class online. Outside of that, I mean, I just work around it as long as I'm doing some work each week, I think. So, hey, you're good, Jesse. I appreciate you, man. SEC isn't whipping out. Yeah, that's exactly what the Pac-12 and Big Ten were doing. They were afraid they're gonna wuss out and just be like, "Oh no, we're good. We'll wait till next season when all this is gone." Got to take chances, man. I'm telling you. At some point, the game's got to be played. We can't. Listen. If we go the rest of our lives without sports because of this, even when it's gone, it's like, really? I'm sitting there. That was 70 years ago. I never covered game. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, man. Let's see what's the next stream I got going on. I'm not sure. Maybe get to doing some off the court, talking some more basketball. I'm gonna be on the Lou and BBD morning show on Friday. Don't forget this Saturday we changed the day. The the Unprofessional Sports Show featuring myself, Ballard Sports Media, and the actual host of the show, TikTok Chess Hall. Go sub him up, man. Go say hello to him. Really appreciate you, Chess, if you're watching. We moved it to Saturdays. So it went from Fridays at 10 to Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, you can email me and you can talk to Chess Hall. Ask him what his email is. Get with him. I'm not going to give it out really. That's not something I really do. So get with him. But send me an email, ballardsports19@gmail.com. Really do appreciate you guys for showing up today. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Episode 1 in the books, Ballard Sports 360. We talk sports all the way around the sports world. Still learning some hockey. Maybe work on some baseball news. Yeah, maybe in the next episode. I don't know if something major happens. So we'll see. Glad you found the draft. Yeah, I'll check it out, man, and maybe I'll join in. Jesse J says he'll be there. Hey, we'll see you there, Jesse. Appreciate you for showing up. Shout out to Jesse J, SEC Homer, Junkyard Dog, Brad Pitt in the house today. Sports Prod Productions, I guess. TikTok Chess Hall. Awesome co-host, Atypical Gump. You know who you are if you showed up today. Neo, Nate the Great, Don't Be Late, aka Nate Kingston. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys for watching and tuning in today. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in. I got sportscasting class tonight. First week. I'm excited, man. I just started school yesterday. And on a Zoom call tonight. Hey, I'm starting in my broadcasting class, and I'll probably let you guys know how it goes a little after. So, thanks for showing up. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, Ballard Sports Media is checking out. Y'all have a good day.